What's going on, y'all? So we got some more drama here with Christopher Dring. This guy's a clown, I swear, in certain ways. He definitely made a mistake, but it's pretty much the same thing, regardless, except on him realizing, and I just want to ask you guys this question, because this is just weird to me. Let's tab over here. He said here, right? So costs associated with Game Pass business is fees paid to third parties, marketing, service costs, right? And by that measure, it's profitable. What they don't count is the lost revenue that Xbox's first party studios are seeing as a result of the service. I have to imagine if first party studios receive similar compensation, that profitability might not be correct. This guy says so Game Pass itself is profitable, but Xbox, including studios, isn't. Not seeing that anywhere, but it wouldn't surprise me. He says I asked for clarification on the Game Pass's profitable claim and was told no first party costs are included. Who told him that? Right? Then he said, it's literally what Xbox told me. Guys, who did this? Who told him? He's saying somebody at Xbox told him this. So were they lying? Right? Then he comes over here, and this seems like damage control. It's weird because all these other people that spoke out against it are not saying anything. Sean Layden said this a while ago. Sean Layden, former PlayStation executive, has publicly questioned the long-term sustainability of Game Pass. And I knew this a while ago, and I still was enjoying it. He argues that the high cost of developing AAA games, combined with the relatively low monthly subscription price of Game Pass, creates a challenging financial equation for publishers. Layden believes that recouping the investment of a $100 million game through a subscription service will require an unrealistic number of subscribers. That's 100% correct because Netflix did the same thing. They were in debt forever. You know what I mean? And they had a shit ton of subscribers. And keep jacking up the price. So they eventually were able to make profit. Then they had a ton, like 200 million with that price. Now they were finally making profit, but they had nobody to bail them out, as I was telling people before. So Microsoft would need to do the same thing. So if you were including something like Spider-Man 2, which cost 315 million, right? This is why we got to do this real quick. And you put that on a service, you need to sell 7.2 million to break even. That's how crazy it is. These AAA games now. Though it hit over 11 million, it's been did that. I don't know if they updated it or not lately. 7.2 million to make up for the 315 million cost. If you put that on a service, you're losing so much money day one because you're not going to get that 7.2 million. You see what I mean? That will make you think, oh man, I'm going to have to put my stuff on PC then day one. So I can get some sales over there and then put it over here like they're doing with third party because they're not getting enough. You know what I mean? The amount that it's cost to develop all those games to just put on there, they're not making the money they should. Yeah, it costs a lot. They're not factoring that in, but it does matter because that's reality. They go together. You can't separate them. You know what I mean? So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about. That's what never changed. That's actually very true. That's why Sony can't do it. Nobody can do it but Microsoft. You have to have so much money to even attempt something like that. It's just insane to anybody else. That's why everybody would deny it. So yeah, this guy, now he's saying I need to clarify something. First, Xbox Game Pass is profitable now. Okay. Even when you factor in the lost sales for its first party teams, sources who would have told me. You said Xbox before and now sources? He didn't say source, he said sources. This guy, over 18 months ago, I checked with Xbox about what's included in the Game Pass P&L. You know we're here to correct if anything's wrong. That's why I'm here. Basically, I was looking to see if Game Pass costs factor in the impact to unit sales of their internal studios. He's telling us a story about how he thought 18 months ago. Here is what he's saying, what he's clarifying up to right now. And then over here, as we said, who and are they lying? Weird stuff, right? Well, I mean, nobody else is doing this but this guy. Like I said, enjoy that thumbnail. Um, I was looking to see if Game Pass costs, because you guys know me, I'm here for the truth. I don't, if it's profitable, who, okay, why is that bad? Factor in the impact to unit sales of their internal studios. I was told that first party games have their own P&L separate to Game Pass as they make money via other means. Meaning there's a game store with sales like it always has been in the gaming industry, and then Game Pass has its own thing, and they report things separately. He said he was told. Once again, I was told. So he's telling you what he's been programmed. I was told that first party games have their own stores and they're reporting things separately. They're not reporting that. I felt that this piece of internal accountancy might mean Game Pass is profitable. But it sure does put pressure on the margins for its internal games and possibly means some studios don't make as much profit or any at all. Which, like I said earlier, how could you if you did that method that I was just talking about with Spider-Man and what Layden was saying? Microsoft would have to pay them that much. So not only would you make all that money, spend all that money for monopolizing, but you have to spend money to continue to put your stuff on Game Pass, and you have to pay the third-party stuff as well too. And developers have to make those games for your studios. That's costing you money every time they're doing it. All these games they released, like they had a budget. You know what I mean? So yeah, it does matter. You can't separate them because the Game Pass is there with it together. If you removed it, then the sales would just obviously only be the only option. But because that's there, they're there together and they affect each other. So no, you know what I mean? That's why I say that can't really be separate to me in reality. But here's about where he made mistakes and he's just being a clown. So he was told that they're separate. I felt this piece, like he said, might mean Game Pass is profitable because if you're separating it and you're not reducing those costs, like I'm telling you right now, then it would just appear profitable. But the reality is that development cost is always there. That's gaming in general, the foundation. Development costs to make a game. What do you want to do with it? Service, whatever. You can't avoid that. You know what I mean? So they're always doing that, and it has to be reported. But it's reported to you in like a slippery slope manner with a lot of stuff hidden. None of this would be happening. Get back like I'm in a movie scene or something. Some acting or something for Microsoft. If you wouldn't hide your damn numbers, we wouldn't be dealing with this clown show. None of this would even manifest. This is all your fault. All you had to do is give your base the real numbers. Tell them what Game Pass is really doing. Come out and clear everything. But they hide everything. You see what I was saying from you? So like, if I told somebody, man, don't show my sales, bro. Hey, I'm selling like shit right now. Doing that little look, scratching my face. You know what I mean? Like, um, yeah, it's not looking too good, man. Oh, we broke a Rex. We were doing, man. Put that out there. Put the whole, whatever. You know what I mean? That's pretty obvious what I just did for you. You know what I mean? Come on now. So they're not doing that. And because of that, we're over here having guessing wars and having problems with each other when they really could just be like, you know what? Guys, if they really cared, right? Hear me out here. Oh, well, you see, here's the number, here's the production cost, all that. Just factor all that in and give it to the base. But they're not doing that. So, like I said, they're the root of this for just not doing that and just being clarity and clearing all that. All they had to do is do that. And even the stuff he's getting, sources who would have told me. You see these type of mind games right here? Like, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. You're not getting clear truth in any of this from any sides. It's all fucking mind games. That's what I mean by this stupid little clown game show. Like, just be straight up. Gotta be detective. Dealing with the Matrix here. So this guy says that doesn't actually matter in real terms. What a clown now. But seeing the impact Game Pass was having on first party games and the amount of money Xbox was spending on studios, I wanted to check if the full impact of the service was being considered in their Game Pass is profitable line. This was before they were publishing games on PlayStation 5. He stated this. Remember I told you that's why he said 18 months ago. But regardless to all that, sources have reached out, and we go with the sources again, to tell me that even when you include lost revenue, Game Pass is still profitable. So that's great. Right, Tony Hawk is out. Let's get back to that. What? All seems sketchy to me. I'm listening to that hunch, that feeling. Only here, though. You know what I mean? It's like I go everywhere else. Everybody else is pretty clear about what they say. They don't retract anything. And like I said, it seems like somebody put his ass in line and tell him to get back straight. When he cracked the whip on him. Hey, but he's the clown, man. You know what I mean? So he's got a pretty big business to run in the UK. You know what I mean? And he's been doing this for a while, man. You can't be making these type of mistakes, bro. If you're gonna give somebody something, do it professional. Definitely, if you're gonna be doing it for that long, you're supposed to be at your mastery level. Because over here, you're speaking something very serious here. You didn't clarify sources. You said here, Xbox told me. Because if they told you something, I don't think it was a mistake. All I'm trying to do here is get down to the truth, and then we come over here, and you tell us about some stuff 18 months ago that you already knew that things were separate, and then now you're coming here saying you want to ask for clarification if it's profitable. I don't know, man. Like, to me, it's pretty obvious. I don't. None of this shouldn't even have to be going on. But people get it in their feelings, all this stuff going on. It's like, bro, grow up or whatever, man. There's people coming to my channel with that nonsense. And this one guy was talking about, yeah, misinformation. I'm like, dude, be quiet, please. So basically, everything this guy has done, he's the root of it that spread all the way out. Let even the video I'm making now, the video I made before, videos other people are making, all the articles that went out to IGN, all of them, it all went out from a root. That's why I tell you the roots are always the most important thing. And because there's a mistake in that root, he needs to fix it. And this is his way of trying to do it. As he was, like I said, straightened out like a pony. um, but yeah, so Microsoft needs to come out and they just need to put some clarity on this. We know what it is after everything I explained over there on the other stuff. But this here, yeah, I'm saying like the way he started, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit flip floppy. Um, he's not done here. Okay, wasn't this about first party development costs? That's what I thought we were talking about here. That's why I feel like he's doing damage control. It's nice that factoring in lost revenue costs, although inherently an educated guess, still puts Game Pass in the black, but the discussion still stands. As long as the dev costs aren't taken into account on Game Pass's balance sheet, right? It's a very good question because that matters. So yes, he answers it. Dev costs spend does not come under Game Pass P&L. This is still solidified. Because obviously dev costs can also be recouped via microtransactions, premium sales, DLC. Okay, Dring. Anyways, okay. Didn't mean to apply what you're saying is unclear in any way. I just think the broader discussion that a role still stands regardless of where costs are written off. Wondering about those studios' balance sheets, though. Not that we're entitled to that data, but would paint a fuller picture. I think, in a way, you should be given that. It's called honest transparency. Just letting it all out. Then you could just see everything honestly then. None of this has to happen. You see what I'm saying? So then they wouldn't have to come out and, none of that stuff would have to be going on. Some people coming down here trolling him. Listen, and learn. Yes. The whole thing was a classic dream. Come in, F stuff up, and go home. Law. And then this guy right here, I appreciate the clarification, but I believe it's for delving deeper and refining some of the claims from a rigorous economic perspective, saying that Game Pass is profitable. Whoa, bro. We know who this is. No, I'm just kidding. And the Game Pass is profitable even when accounting for the loss of first-party game sales. Sounds encouraging at first. However, when it's mentioned that Xbox Game Pass studio titles have their own separate profit and loss statements, this pony is coming very serious, y'all. P&L. And that their revenue comes from other sources, such as sales outside the Xbox ecosystem. We are clearly entering the realm of financial engineering rather than economic transparency. Agreed. Accounting separately for the production cost of a first party game and its inclusion in Game Pass in an internal construct, from an economic standpoint, Game Pass absolutely consumes that content as a central part of its value proposition. Okay. If those games weren't available on day one, the appeal of the service would be severely compromised. It'd be closer like Sony's service. Therefore, ignoring the opportunity costs, lost Xbox sales, and the actual development costs of those games simply because they're now also sold on PS5 or PC is a distortion of the direct profitability attributed to Game Pass. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. This kind of compartmentalized accounting might be useful to report profits and a load unit, but it does not reflect a holistic view of the model's sustainability. If a AAA game costs between 150 to 250 million to develop, and that cost is borne by the Xbox Game Studios division, but then the game is given away through Game Pass, how can that not affect the studio's profit margins? No, you're right. And that's the same thing for if Sony puts them on Plus, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. More importantly, how can we say Game Pass is profitable when its existence depends on content whose cost is hitting elsewhere on the balance sheet? Same thing, but they're just putting it over there so it can look positive there. I get what he's saying. Yeah, it's corporations do that stuff all the time. Now that those titles are launching on other platforms, it's clear that the premium sell revenues are increasing. And that's a smart decision from a global financial point of view, but attributing those sales to Game Pass's profitability is once again methodologically flawed. It's like a company claiming that its subscription division is profitable because another division sells t-shirts that generate a margin, even if the t-shirts are the main reason for people subscribing. Okay, I get what you're saying. In short, if the content costs aren't fully accounted for within the operational balance of the service, then Game Pass's so-called profitability is nothing more than an accounting mirage. Real profitability should include third-party content acquisition costs, first-party game development and opportunity costs, operational and marketing costs of the service, loss unit and MTX sales on Xbox, user retention and churn rates. You gotta pay for servers and all that too. I mean, if Game Pass is still profitable after all of that, then it would be truly admirable. But artificially separating costs and then claiming profitability is not a sign of economic efficiency. It's a textbook case of creating accounting in the service of a corporative narrative. It's a good right, man. This guy's right. And that would apply to Sony too if they started doing that and anybody else. Um, he's basically just looking at it like the Netflix aspect that everything you're doing in here and anything I do, it affects this model. And I need to account for all of this because it's all in together in the total expenses. But separating it to make one look positive while one is okay is not the full truth. I get what he means. So that's the way for Microsoft to look positive, though. If not, then yeah, they're not going to show that. They'll hide it. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think about all of this. So here we have it. The thing with Dring is that he didn't include revenue compared to what he was saying right here. Lost revenue. That's where he made the mistake, and that's where he corrected it. But most of the other stuff is still the same. And I know there's going to be some people who want to jump the gun and glaze and thought things were going to be fine, like you had something. It's like, no, sit your ass back down. You know what I mean? Because this doesn't make anything much better. It's still pretty much the same thing. He just made a mistake and was being a clown. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. And I've seen people jump just way out of line. But yeah, we're just coming to correct anything that I might have said that may have been wrong. I went back, I took a look at my video. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, next time you post something, dude, I mean, make sure you have all the right information. And I don't know, man. His post just it's almost like it's a coin with him by what he's saying. I tell you, man, it's a little bit sketchy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. If you have anything to add in, add it in. I got you up to date on pretty much all his replies. That's pretty much nothing else here to talk about. All right, love y'all. Peace out. Have a great day.